In grammar this week, we have been talking about words that compare. We've looked at adjectives that compare and adverbs that compare. Remember, adjectives compare nouns and adverbs compare verbs. Okay. You should determine whether nouns or actions are being compared to help you determine the correct form. Okay, so we are just going to practice this in your reader's notebook, page 153. You're going to write an adjective or an adverb to complete each sentence, and write adjective or adverb to tell about the word or phrase you used. Okay? So, we are going to use this word in parentheses in our sentence, and it's the line at the end that we will say adverb or adjective. Okay? So, Jeff explained the day's events, then Ella. We're talking about how Jeff explained and how Ella explained. So we are comparing two verbs. It's an action. And our word calm does not end in ly, but it needs to. So we're going to add the word more in front of it. So Jeff explained the day's events more calmly than Ella. And we decided that we were comparing two verbs. So on this line here, we'd write adverb. Okay, you're going to do that for 2 through 4. And then you're going to write two sentences, including an adjective that compares in one sentence and an adverb that compares in the other. So this is just a great review of adjectives and adverbs that compare. When you're finished with this page, please come back to the video. Now please turn in your student book to page 372 and 373. We're going to talk about more, most, and est. You can use adjectives and adverbs to describe and to make comparisons. We talked about how adjectives describe nouns and adverbs describe verbs. We also know that you can use those adjectives and adverbs that end in er to compare to, and adverbs and adjectives that end in s to compare more than to. Now, when an adjective or adverb has 3 or more syllables, you are going to use the word more to compare to, and most if you're going to compare more than 2. You can also use more and most if your adverb ends in ly. So here are some examples. These are adjective examples. So when we're comparing to, we're comparing this trail to that one. We're adding er to the end, okay, of our word steep. This trail is this is comparing more than to, so we're adding est. Okay. Here's an adverb example when we're comparing to. She walked more carefully than I did, comparing how she walked than to how I walked. It's an action. Okay, and it ends in ly, so we have to add the word more in front of it. Okay, and this is comparing more than to. These boots feel most comfortable of all. We are comparing how the boots feel, and we're comparing more than to. So we're adding, even though this doesn't end in ly, we are adding the word most in front of our adverb. So I would like you to pause the video and try this. You're going to write each sentence or just discuss it and put the correct form of the adjective or adverb in parentheses. They have them for you. You need to choose which one makes the most sense in these 4 sentences. Come back to the video once you're done. You can help readers picture your ideas when you use adjectives and adverbs. These describe what things look like or how actions happen. If you want to make comparisons, think about what's compared and how many, and then you choose an adjective or an adverb with the correct ending, or you can use more or most. So choose the warmest gloves you can find. Try on a larger size boot than the size you usually wear. You will climb the next mountain more easily with strong ropes. Okay? It's great use in your writing and describes things. Okay? As you write your narrative, look for places where you can use adjectives and adverbs to describe and to compare. Choose the correct form when you compare two or more than 2 things or actions. Right? We're going to connect this to writing in your reader's notebook. This is page 158 in your reader's notebook. We're going to connect adjectives and adverbs that compare to your writing. Okay, they again have all the information. You can read through this if you're still unclear what each of them is and how to make them agree with using more, most, and est. You're going to choose the correct form of the adjective or adverb in parentheses and write the sentence. So Mrs. Brown's map is newer or newest than my map. Okay, we're comparing Mrs. Brown's map to mine. So this is adjectives. And we are only comparing two. So we need to add er. So Mrs. Brown's map is newer than my map. Okay? You can just circle it. You don't have to rewrite the sentence. But I really do want you to write, maybe you could write adjective or adverb on the line instead of rewriting the sentence. Okay? This is a great review. Do the rest of them on your own.